Alara and Dragon. Once, in a faraway kingdom nestled between rolling hills and sparkling rivers, there was a small village named Aldwyn. The village was peaceful, but every year during the harvest, a terrifying dragon would descend from the nearby mountains, demanding a tribute of food and gold. If the tribute wasn't met, the dragon would burn their crops and homes. The villagers lived in constant fear, but they had no choice but to comply. In this village lived a 12-year-old girl named Alara. She was the daughter of a poor farmer, but unlike the other children, she was curious and brave. Alara would often sneak away to explore the forests and hills surrounding the village, dreaming of a day when the dragon would no longer terrorize them. One year, the harvest was especially bad. The crops had been ruined by a storm, and the villagers didn't have enough food for themselves, let alone for the dragon. The village elders gathered and, in their desperation, they decided to offer the dragon whatever little they had and hope for mercy. Alara listened to the elders' plan, but something inside her stirred. She couldn't bear the thought of watching her family and friends starve, or the village being destroyed by the dragon's wrath. While everyone prepared for the dragon's arrival, Alara devised a bold plan. She remembered stories she'd heard from her grandmother about a magical flower that bloomed once a century in a hidden valley far to the north. The flower was said to have the power to calm even the fiercest of creatures. Alara believed that if she could find this flower, she could stop the dragon without any more suffering. One cold morning, before dawn, Alara packed a small satchel with bread, a blanket, and a flask of water. Without telling anyone, she set off on the long journey to the hidden valley. She knew the way would be difficult, but her determination was stronger than her fear. For days, Alara traveled through thick forests, crossed rushing rivers, and climbed steep hills. She faced many challenges: wild animals, freezing winds, and nights alone under the stars. But each time she felt afraid, she reminded herself of her village and the people she loved. She pressed on, never giving up. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, she reached the hidden valley. The air here was cool and sweet, and in the center of the valley stood the magical flower. Its petals shimmered with colors she had never seen before, and its fragrance filled the air with a sense of peace. Alara carefully picked the flower and tucked it into her satchel. With the flower in hand, Alara made her way back to her village. By the time she returned, the sky had darkened, and the villagers were gathered in the town square, trembling as the shadow of the dragon appeared in the sky. The creature descended with a roar, its fiery breath lighting up the night. Without hesitation, Alara ran toward the dragon, holding the magical flower high. "Stop!" she shouted, her voice ringing clear through the chaos. The dragon paused, its fiery eyes narrowing as it looked down at the brave young girl. Alara stood firm, her heart racing. "We have nothing to offer you this year," she said, "but I bring you a gift. This flower, which is said to calm the fiercest of beasts. Take it and leave us in peace." The dragon eyed the flower curiously. Slowly, it bent its massive head down and sniffed the flower. As it did, something remarkable happened. The dragon's anger melted away, and its fiery breath softened. Its eyes, once filled with rage, grew calm. The dragon let out a deep sigh, and without another word, it took the flower and flew away into the night, never to return again. The village erupted in cheers, and Alara was hailed as a hero. From that day on, the people of Aldwyn no longer lived in fear. The crops flourished, and the village thrived. And though Alara was still young, she became a symbol of bravery and hope, proving that even the smallest among us can face the greatest challenges with courage and heart. The villagers never forgot the brave girl who stood up to a dragon, not with force, but with wisdom and compassion.